not that we want free stuff. It's not that we don't understand economics. And it's not that we're naive about political realities. It's very simply the majority of young people get our news online. And the Bernie Sanders that people talk about on social media is very different than what you hear about on the 6 o'clock news. Yeah. Raise your hand if you knew that Bernie walked with Martin Luther King in the Civil Rights Movement. Woo! Keep your hand in the air if you've seen the picture of him getting arrested at the age of 22 for protesting segregation. Keep your hand in the air if you get your news online. Point in case.
Yeah.
That's why we like him. That's why millennials flock to Bernie, because in many ways, he was the original hipster. He was fighting for causes and we're cool. We respect that. We trust him. We know that he's authentic. He doesn't have committees telling him what to say to make him more likable. We know that he was fighting for gay rights in the 80s, before anybody else was. Whatsoever from mainstream media.
Shocker.
We know that in matchup polls, let me speak to my community. We know that in matchup polls, Bernie beats all of the top Republicans in a landslide, while Hillary loses to all of them except Donald Trump, which he wins by a small margin. That should scare you. Yep. But people tell me she's more qualified and she can get stuff done. I personally believe that there's a difference between getting stuff done and making progress. This is my community. Please let me speak to you. Hillary Clinton is the most qualified candidate of the political system we currently have. Yep. But Bernie Sanders is the most qualified candidate to build the system that we should have. Because right now, politicians in general have more loyalty to the people who fund their campaigns than the people they are supposed to represent. And that is the issue at the heart of this campaign. It's not the single issue, but it is the foundational issue that is necessary to achieving all other progressive goals, including Hillary Clinton's. Because we are never going to enact radical climate change legislation as long as the fossil fuel industry spends $1.8 billion a year to convince politicians that it isn't real.
Yes!
While the pharmaceutical industry spends $3.3 billion a year. I'm almost finished, please. This is democracy.
Better finish.
We are never going to have, I'm sorry, but I don't believe Hillary Clinton is ever going to adequately regulate Wall Street when 4 out of 5 of her top campaign donors are banks. Yep. In business, they call that a conflict of interest. Most countries, they call it corruption. We call it lobbying, and it's completely legal. Yeah. When I look at Bernie Sanders, I don't see a 73-year-old politician. I see a 22-year-old activist, not unlike myself, who knows that leadership is about purpose, not position. Yep. And that activist has given me a reason to believe in the impossible because he's already doing it. It was supposed to be impossible to overcome a 56-point national lead, but we're doing it. It was supposed to be impossible to run a presidential campaign without a super PAC. But we did. I'm almost finished. But we did it, and that was it. Bernie. The speaker for the Hillary campaign, who may gladly have as much time as I took.